Good morning, Mr. Eliezer. Good to see you again. From the world news and anti-Semitism is on the rise. I would like to discuss this with you about it. What is your opinion on the subject?
Good morning, dear. Good to see you again. Well, antisemitism is a very old disease, a plague to the various nations in the history for thousands of years. In two words in our era, jealousy and ignorance.
How so?
At least in our history, we always hear, well, my doctor is Jewish, my lawyer is Jewish, my dentist is Jewish, my banker is Jewish, my surgeon, and so on. Another example, there were 615 Nobel Prizes, and the Jewish people got 220 Nobel Prizes. 25%. Jews are only 0.2% of the world population.
So, if the Jewish people are the chosen people, why suffering this calamity?
Well, to give you an example, the Greeks, 5th century BC, they conquered the land of Israel. They allowed the Jews to do anything and did not impose certain rules. And there were no anti-Semitism then. Then slowly the Jews became assimilating and adopting the Greek culture and religion. So slowly the Jews were forgetting their Jewishness. So if not for the few Jewish believers, the Jewish religion would have been obliterated.
It sounds like you are saying that this curse is a blessing in disguise for the Jewish religion?
Well, let me give you some historic information. All these big empires have disappeared or not relevant anymore. Assyrians, from 722 BC Babylonians, 586 BC Persians, 539 BC Greeks, 332 BC Romans, 63 BC Byzantines, 330 AD Islamic Caliphates, 638 AD Crusaders, 1099 Mamluks, 1200s Ottomans, 1517, 1917, British 1917, 1948, not forgetting outside Israel and the diaspora the Spanish Inquisition, the Nazis, the pogroms and many more, and now the Ayatollahs from Iran and all their proxies. Why? Because all these nations did not take in consideration what God said to Abraham. I will bless all the nations that will bless you, and I will curse the nations that will curse you.
Viewing the size of Israel like the size of the state of New Jersey, today you are. The startup nation, with so many inventions and patents worldwide, a world power. How is it? If I recall, after 2,000 years, the Jews returned to Israel, there was nothing. Barren land, diseases, just nothing. No oil, no gold or diamond mines, in other words, no wealth. So how did Israel become a world power?
Well, just imagine that we have all the riches you mentioned, then we will not burn our brains, evolve and survive, and not becoming what we are today. As a child that did not know what was a calculator, and he calculated everything by his mind and trained his brain and not rely on a calculated. So, seeing that there was nothing in the land, the people worked the brains out, and slowly we became the startup nation. If we did have all this wealth, we will have been a country with money and no top of the technology. If the nations are smart, they will be very friendly to Israel, like the Abraham Accords and the United States. Then they will benefit of God's blessings as promised to Abraham.
Mr. Eliezer, it was very interesting. Thank you for sharing your interesting views. I look forward that we will meet again in another interesting subject. Be well.